We have to prepare for something, don't we?
Hey! What's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Transformers Studio Series 86 Deluxe class, Scavenger! So here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging right up front. So we have a lovely piece of artwork in Scavenger in both of his modes, the Transformers, the movie. On this side, we just have the rest of that picture. He has a clase de lujo. On this side, we have Mr. Devi, collect to combine. That is what we have been doing. On top, the Transformers, the movie, Scavenger. On the bottom, words, things, stuff. On the back of the box, you have your obligatory product shots. And right up top here, we have the usual picture of Devi throwing around some Dinobots. And you have your one-sentence read-up. If you want to read it in multiple languages, hooray for languages. And that is basically it for the packaging. And moving right along, here we have Scavenger, the last of our Studio Series Constructicons. And yeah, here he is in his robot mode. He is packed in a robot mode. And yeah, he's a weird one. He's a weird one. But let's get in close so we can take a look at those abs. Again, whoop, there it is. And yeah, Scavenger's his weird face there. But nice silver on the mouth plate, red for the eyes. You got a lot of nice silver here on the chest piece. A little bit of dark gray there, Decepticon symbol front and center, and a whole lot of green with some nice details molded in. He's a very crotchy one though, isn't he? He has a whole lot of crotch. Like 50% of his body is his crotch. That's just, it's almost an obscene level of crotch going on here. But you know, okay, sure. And of course the tread legs. Little feeties, got some little hits of silver in there, and the back, got the little crane arm just tucked up nicely behind his back, and yeah, there you have Mr. Scavenger. Now, articulation-wise, what have we got? You shall be told. The head, I don't think is on a ball joint. It's not on a ball joint, but you do get rotation. You can't look up, but he can look down some. Arms can do a full 360, can move in and out. It's just on a big old ball joint here. So you have forward and backward movement as well. You can also unlock the arms. You can kind of drop them down, have them dislocate his shoulder, whatever you want to do there. The elbow is just on a ball joint, so your rotation is right there. You have 90 degrees of bend. Nothing at the wrist. You just have some inward movement, but that's for transformation. He does not have a waist joint just due to the way he transforms. He has this little weird thing going on here, which you kind of disengage this. You can kind of twist them at this joint, but again, that's for the arm mode, so, you know, legs can go forward that far, back that far, outward full splits. You got thigh rotation. You have a knee joint that does actually kind of lock in place. So, you have 90 degrees of bend there. You just kind of snap that back in. As far as the feet, there's no upward or downward movement, but you do have your ankle tiltage. Now, as far as accessories go, you just get his little blaster here, just cast in black. And of course, he can wield that blaster and pew pew bang bang, pew pew bang bang, and all of that good stuff. And yes, it is Blush compatible. Yes, it is Blush compatible. You just plug that in, and we can do a big old scavenging Blush. Oh yeah, scavenge that Blush. So there you have that, and now for comparison. Here he is with the Combiner Wars Scavenger. And here he is with G1 Scavenger, because he's precious. Oh, so very precious. And here he is with 86 Megs. And at long last, here we have the whole crew together, reunited, and it feels so good. So, there you go. So that is basically it for the robot mode, which looks good for the most part. It's just the ungodly amount of crotch that he has. That's just way too much crotch. I'm sorry, but for the most part, he looks pretty good. One weird little oddity is that his hands are painted. I think they're molded in... They might be molded into purple? I can't tell. Well, he molded in the purple and then painted over in green, which I think is odd. I guess there wasn't enough room on the in the mold for the hands or something. I don't know. And these little sections here also painted over in green. So yeah, there's some paint on them, just kind of paint where you wouldn't expect there to be paint. It would just be molded plastic. But hey, it is what it is. I'm not in charge of their manufacturing. They do things how they do things, but just pointing it out. But yeah, but again, for the most part, he looks good. Just way too much crotch. But anyway, let's get down to transformation, shall we? Let's. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up the chest panel here, flip his head in, and then close that back up. Then we're going to come back here. I'm going to take this, just get this down and out of the way. We're going to take this section here and just untab it. It does tab into the side of the body here, right there. And just bring that forward, and then take the shoulder section itself and bring it back. And there are tab slot connections on either side. So just bring that in, tab that in, and tab that in. You're then going to flip in the hand. You want to unthoop. The shoulder does thoop here. So unthoop it. And then drop the arm down, and you have a tab slot connection right here. So just get that lined up and tab that in. Second verse, just like the first. Just flip in that hand, unthoop it. This is a stronger thoop. There we go. Bring that back and tab that into place. Once that's done, you can take the cockpit here, just bring that down. Tab that in. Make sure this hinge goes into this little notch here. There's a little spot for it. There you go. Just get that all sitting nice and flush. So you got that section done. And we're pretty much at the home stretch here. It's a very simple transformation. You just close up his feet, swing the legs up, bring them in. They will just tab into the side. Bring that up, swing that in, and just tab that into the side. Take this, bring that forward. Everything nice and squozen, and there you go. There you have Scavenger in his alt mode. Good spin too. But there he is in his alt mode. And a nice little compact construction-y vehicle he is. And yeah, it all comes together very nicely. As you saw, a very straightforward, just to the point transformation. Now let's get in close. We can take a look at the details. You know, that cockpit section there with the windows and windshields done in purple. Decepticon symbol right up top. Again, everything comes together pretty nicely. Just kind of finagle some things just to kind of close up the gaps there. But overall, looks good. There you have the back. There's the top. There is the bottom. No rolling wheels, but he can't slide, as sliding things should. Hooray for sliding. And for comparison, here he is with the Combiner Wars Scavenger. And here he is with G1 Scavenger, because precious. Oh, so precious. And here we have the whole crew together. Oh, baby, baby. Now, as far as articulation in this mode goes, the shovel arm here can move forward and back. You have a hinge here as well, and you also have a hinge on the shoveling part itself. I can move up and down. I can also rotate at this axis here. You pretty much have that going however you want. Now, as far as the accessories go, yes, you can store it. All the alt mode, simple case of plugging it into this port, and there you have your storage. Hooray for storage. And that is basically it for the alt mode. So let's get down to transformation again, shall we? Oh God. Let's get down to combining these boys and get this finale done. So now to get him into combine mode, we're just going to take the arm here and just collapse this back and down like that. We're going to take these treads and bring them out to the sides. Now we're going to take this entire central assembly and we're going to flip this out. And we're going to take this purple bit and just rotate that up. And you have this little connector here. We're going to flip down, and then this foot will just kind of rotate up. And you just want to rotate this around so we can then connect the forearm piece. And here is said forearm piece, and it just plugs into this port right there. So just get that lined up. And get that located. Actually, we're going this way. There we go. And now he is ready for combination. So now to attach Scavenger here, we just take him, drop him down, make sure he clicks into place. And what's going to happen here, don't punch the camera, dude. We bring the leg in. There's going to be a attached slot connection that happens right here. So just drop that into place. And we bring the other leg in, and then we bring this up, and this will just connect and bridge this and lock all this into place. Like so. And there we go. I've already shown how the chest piece connects, so I'll just cut to this part. And now at long last, here we have Devastator complete, and he is glorious, in my opinion. I love it. I think it comes together wonderfully. I know people have their nitpicks about the chest piece, like it's sitting too low, should sit up higher, cover up that gap. The lower part of the legs being kind of offset. Again, that irks some people. That's a deal breaker for some people. Not for me. I don't care. Somebody did make a little upgrade kit that allows you to center the legs better, so that's something you can get if you feel you need it. So I'm sure DNA will release something just like that as well. But even as is, I personally love him. As always, just my opinion, to each their own. But yeah, my only little qualm is, again, I think maybe his legs were a little too short. Just a little too short. I think his legs should have been a bit longer. That's my only real nitpick, but let's get in close so we can take a look now at the devastating crotch, at the devastating noggin. There it is. But yes, a wonderful G1E Devastator head going on there. And again, everything comes together wonderfully. Subcon symbol front and center. Big beefy forearms. Yeah. All comes together quite nice. Oop, I forgot to flip down his heel spurs. How dare I? Let's see. He's actually stable even without them, but there we go. Now he has his heel spurs. Yeah. And again, you know, people don't like kind of all this. I mean, this is accurate, but the butt flap is not. But that is supposed to be there. But again, you know, people have their qualms with it. But again, I don't care too much about what the back looks like. But to each their own. I think he looks awesome. Now, articulation-wise for Devi, what have we got? I'm going to tell you. So the head can rotate, can do a full 360. The arms can do a full 360, can move in and out. You got your rotation right here at the elbow. You don't really get a very deep elbow bend there, but you do have wrist rotation. Hands can open and close. You do have waist rotation. Again, this stuff kind of gets in the way, but you can move it. You can move it out some. And, I mean, the waist turns as much as a waist needs to turn, really. Move the flap out of the way. Legs, again, move forward. That far. Back. About that far before the butt flap gets in the way. Outward. Get it straightened out. Outward. You can do pretty much the full splits. You got thigh rotation. You got 90 degrees of bend there at the knee. Nice ratchet joint there. As far as the feet, you just get ankle tiltage. And I guess if you start undoing stuff, you can get the feet to kind of move up. But, you know, you have to kind of undo stuff, and you're going to make them a little less stable. But you get ankle tilt on either side. Now, as far as the weapons go, obviously, Devastator can hold his big old gun here. It just pegs right into the hand. You can pew, pew, bang, bang, and all of that good stuff. And no, this cannon is not Blues compatible. That is a crime. If any gun should be Blues compatible, it should be that one, but it's not. Boo! Worst Devastator ever. Okay, I don't mean that. But it definitely loses points for that. Now, the Constructicon's individual weapons, they all have places to go. Now, this gun right here, I think this was Longhaul's gun. This pegs into Mixmaster's bumper here. Hey, go in your home. There you go. That just kind of gives him a toe. And Scavenger and Bone Crusher's guns, they just plug into in their alt modes. They just use their regular alt mode storage right there. And the other guns plug into these ports right back here. One there, and this one just plugs into the crane arm right here, like that. And there you have your storage. Hooray for storage. And for comparison, here he is with 86 Prime. Here he is with the Devastation Prime, because people were curious as to how That works out. So you can see how those two scale with one another. Here he is with 86 megs. And here he is with G1 Devastator because he's precious. Oh, so precious. And lastly but not leastly, here he is with Combiner Wars Devastator. And, obviously the 86th version took some cues from the Combiner Wars version as far as the engineering goes. Me, personally, I prefer the 86th version. I like this one way better. I was never a fan of the Combiner Wars version, but again, that's just me. To each their own, you like what you like. But for me, the 86th version, it looks better, it feels better. I feel the individual robots are better. And again, I have my nitpicks with this set as well. This set is not perfect, but nitpicks and qualms aside, I still feel like the 86th version is the better version. But again, that's just my opinion. You do you. Again, you like what you like. But if you told me I could only keep one of these, I would keep the 86th version. And with some of our other official combiners here he is with Menosaur. So you can see how they look together. Bear in mind, mine does have an upgrade kit on it. And here he is with what we have so far of Superion. Guess you can see how they look together. So, there you go. So there you have Scavenger, and there you have Devastator. Now, as far as Scavenger goes, Scavenger's fine. The robot mode, I have my qualms with it. Again, very, very crotchy dude. I don't want to obsess over his crotch, but just there's so much crotch there. So he's overcompensating. I feel like that's false advertising there. But anyway, the robot mode, it's fine for what it is. The alt mode looks good. As far as Devastator goes, love Devastator. As far as mainline Devastators go, I think this is the best mainline Devastator we've gotten. He looks good, he feels good. My only qualm with him is I think his legs are a little too short. But I'm sure, I have no doubt whatsoever that DNA is working on a kit for him that will, do stuff. Who knows? But DNA is always working on something, so I'm sure we'll get a kit for this. They already got a kit coming out for Scrapper and Bone Crusher, so I'm sure they have something in the works for the rest of this. But overall, a nice, fun, playable set of Constructicons with a great-looking Devastator to finish it off. And, overall, again, nitpicks aside, I'm very pleased with this. I think this turned out really good. Room for improvement, but I'm very happy with it nonetheless, so. There you go. Now, I picked up Scavenger from CMD Store. I'll put a link to their site in the description down below so you can check that out. You can also check out the Devastator playlist for any reviews you may have missed. Also linked in the description down below so you can check that out as well. And I think that's it, so don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Love, Peace, Paranormal, follow me on Twitter, all of that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So, there is the Transformers Studio Series 86 Deluxe Class Scavenger and the completed Devastator. And this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face. Devastator! Took you long enough to get here. Where's Scavenger?
He's just giving me a hand.
I see what you did there. Anyway, listen, time to crush some Autobots.
Yeah, I already tried that.
Okay, and?
It didn't go so well.
You look like a puckered up tailpipe.